welcome back to my channel. So today I have kind of a different video for you guys. Also I may be a year late in the trend, so a year later I am doing, as you can tell from the title, from the thumbnail, I am mixing all my foundations together. And yeah, so over the years I have accumulated a lot of foundations. In fact, a whole drawer full of foundations. So I used to be on this hunt for like the perfect foundation for me. To be fair, I just wanted to find a foundation that would withstand all the oil that was produced on my face. Anyways, so I buy a lot of my foundations online, and when you are buying your foundations online, it is the toughest thing to research and try and find your shade. Try and find your shade online is the hardest thing, because the little shade box is not the correct shade that foundation is in. So I'm there googling pictures, I'm going on reviews on YouTube, and I'm just like, it's hard. And that's my dog. I'm not a big fan of going into the store and someone coming up to me and asking if they can help me find my shade, and they never find my shade, and it's gonna be the same thing, but they found the wrong shade for me. I'd rather it be my fault and I found the wrong shade for myself. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I have variations of my skin tones in foundation form. So some are lighter, some are darker. Of course, all of these are gonna be different textures and everything like that, and consistencies, and so this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so for my process, I wanted to find something. I wanted to find something that I could use to mix my foundations in, and I wanted to find something transparent. And if you're wondering what I'm holding, that's what it is. This may look like trash, because it is trash. I essentially just carved the bottom of my water bottle, so basically I just wanted something transparent. I just wanted something that you could see what's inside, and I could not find anything, so I resulted to this. DIY. Also, to mix it up, I have this is a knife, a plastic knife, which I found in the drawer. This is actually, you know when you buy mooncakes and they come with the knife to cut your mooncake? This is the knife that you cut your mooncake with. Okay, so I feel like that's enough of me talking right now, and I feel like you just want to see me mix up my foundations together. So I have a mix of high-end drugstore foundations, and we're just gonna start off with the bottom row. This is Nars Sheer Matte Foundation. One thing I don't really like about some foundations is the fact that no pump. Also, this is a thick formula. Okay. How did I use this in the past? I can't get anything out. Okay, we have a little bit. I don't want to put too much, because I feel like a little bit is enough to mix with a lot of foundations to make it a lot of bit. I'm gonna start small, because my face doesn't need a lot of foundation. Also, I spent good money on all these foundations. I don't want to be wasting it if I'm not going to use it. Next one, Nars Sheer Glow Foundation, which I think it leaked one time. It had its hype. It really did have its hype. Oh wow, yep, the lid cracked. I know this one is less. Oh, there we go. This one is not as thick, so that was a lot easier. Next one, we got the Ordinary. This is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. I tried this foundation, did not really like this foundation. Was not for me. I remember this had its hype going around the internet and saying it was one of the best foundations that they've tried for the price. Oh, it was not. Also, the shade. This shade is too light for me, but for the price, it's good. So we're gonna use a pump of that. Whoa, this one, I forgot. This one's watery. Very watery. My favorite everyday foundation, Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Water Fresh Makeup in the shade Shell Beige. Gonna add a squirt of that. Oh yeah. This one is actually my shade, so that's the only one that's true to the colour. And if you compare it to the foundations that I already put in here, this one's a lot darker. So I'll be getting foundations which are a lot lighter for my skin, because I thought I was lighter, but it turns out my whole face was lighter than my rest of the body. This is the original Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is in the shade Cashew. I have many shades of the Estee Lauder Double Wear because it took me a while to find my shade. Buying makeup online is tough. This one was the closest one to my shade, but it was too dark for me. I don't know how much is left in here. Can I? Oh, whoa. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm cheap. I spent good money on these foundations. I didn't want to use a lot. I mean, as in the amount of the foundations in each of them, because it cost me a lot. Think about this, no pump, no pump. I think I just pulled out £5 worth of foundation in my... Okay, so the most unfair amount on the double wear for Cashew, now it's double wear on Honey Bronze. Double wear in Sand, as you can tell, went through a lot of double wear. A lot. I really don't want to pour as much as I did. Okay. Okay, we can stop. We can stop. We can seriously stop. Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. You have been good to me, but not at the same time because you were so expensive. Now the Tarte Amazonian Clay. Oh, it is like a clay. This one's thick. This one. L'Oreal True Match Foundations. This was one of my favorite. Oh, I remember why I stopped using this foundation. The pump does not work. It don't. And I cannot take the lid off, so we're gonna skip this one. Smashbox Studio Skin 15-hour wear hydrating foundation, shade 2.1. This was a little light for me, I remember. This one, the pump is quite stiff. I haven't used it in a long time. Revlon Color Stay. This foundation, when I was young, it was good if you wanted a full coverage thing, but it's thick. It is thick. Also, very light for my skin. Way too light for my skin. I think if I get the knife and just scoop out some, because this one, very thick. L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour matte foundation. This one was a bit too much on the pinky side for me. L'Oreal Nude Magique Eau de Tint, I don't know. This one's quite watery, I remember. I think this one is the most expensive foundation I have ever bought, and this is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and it really dented my bank account, but this is in the shade 6.5. Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum and Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation. So I have all my foundations in here. A mix of drugstore, a mix of high-end, a mix of thick textures, light textures, ones which are more warmer toned, ones which are more pink toned, and ones which are very, very neutral. Also, there is a clear variation of shade range going on. I knew this was going to be a problem from the start. I think I'm pretty much the worst when it comes to finding your right foundation shade, because clearly I have not found the right shade. Anyway, we are just gonna mix this up with the knife. There is a lot of inconsistencies with this experiment. Mainly the amount I add to different foundations. The one with the pour out bottles, yeah. Nah. That's one thing I hate when it's a high-end foundation and it doesn't come with a pump. You're paying that much for the price and you don't provide a pump. The smell for this is quite strong. I think one of the foundations, I think it actually is the double wear foundation, has quite a strong scent, and have quite a few double wear foundations in here. As shade goes though, shade wise, this looks like my foundation shade. This looks like it would suit me, which is so weird. So I guess from having all the lighter colors and the darker colors, this whole mix, this whole blend might just actually be my shade. So the foundations that I actually put in here are very hit and miss. Some which I absolutely loved, and some which just did not work for me at all. So this is what the shade looks like. I have no idea how it's gonna be like on my face with all the different formulas and all the different textures, and all the different foundations have different everything. So let's see if we have found the perfect foundation for me. I don't really want to do anything out of the ordinary from my normal foundation routine. Prime my face with the primer I usually use. Now it's time to apply the foundation. The foundation of many foundations. I hope it doesn't break me out. I really hope it doesn't. I'm going to apply this how I would my regular foundation, and I would usually just oh wow, I'm scared. So I'd usually dot this around my face. It looks a little lighter actually, a little lighter. Better not break me out because I've been trying to treat my skin. I feel like it's going to be more on the heavier side. I feel like I'm applying more than I usually do. So this does seem very warm. I do buy a lot of warm foundations because I am yellow. I'm going to blend this out with a beauty blender as I would usually. So let's see. Actually coming along quite nice. Coverage wise, it's quite a medium to heavy coverage. Shade wise though, it is my shade. I like this. I like this a lot. The fact that you just put a variation of shades and put it on, it's good. Coverage wise, it is your medium to high coverage. I have actually never had a medium to high coverage foundation, which is my shade. I tend to either go too light or slightly too tan or something which is my shade, but the undertone is just, it's quite off. This feels very much like the Estee Lauder Double Wear, but I do have a lot of the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundations in many shades. So the formula is very much Estee Wear Double Wear, but not. The finish of this is a semi-matte finish. It's not very heavy either. The application around my mouth does not look good. Dry patches does not look good. I have a dry patch kind of thing right here. Around my mouth area does not look great. I would use this again. Like it's not bad. Honestly, to find my shade also, the coverage is good. It's good. I haven't actually seen any of the mixing all my foundations together. I didn't want to have an influence of someone else's video, even though this is kind of an influence on like the whole trend. Anyway, am I meant to put on the whole rest of my makeup on, or am I meant to just test it and just see the shade? I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on and see how this compares to my usual foundation and just treat it as if it was a normal foundation. So I have applied the rest of my makeup to complete this look. The foundation seems like a regular foundation. It doesn't seem like my everyday foundation, but it seems like a more high coverage foundation. I haven't used anything other than my everyday foundation in a long time, so it just feels like one of my old foundations that I have, which is technically is one of my foundations that I had before because it's all my old foundations. Whoever this exceeded any expectations I had of what would this turn out like. I genuinely thought that it would be a mess. It would either be too light, too dark. Texture will be, I had no predictions for the texture, but I thought it would be a negative effect. The only thing about this is dry patches. On dry patches it just looks cakey, but other than that, like, I've had foundations where it's been a lot worse than that, but I like this. However, I have just this wasted bit of foundation. I do not like wasting this. Yeah, what do you guys think of this? This is actually quite nice. So yeah, this is the result of mixing all my foundations together. A little bit of a mess. But what you guys think? I kind of like it. It looks decent. I feel like I should take some selfies. Anyways, I feel like that is it for the video because I don't really have anything else to mix, to show, to do, or whatever. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Hope you enjoyed this video, by the way. Bye!